I thought it might be helpful to explain how I do my shopping because it is quite a process, and it probably takes me to get my shopping list and everything together and sort out what I'm doing. Probably takes me about an hour, but it probably saves me at least $50 every week. If you imagine you had a job that paid $50 an hour, that's a pretty good wage. So I'm happy to spend that little bit of time every week doing it. So I will take you through the process that I do, and hopefully you can get some pointers from that for yourself. About once a month I actually try to do a really big shop because I have car insurance with Woolworths, and with that comes a 10% discount once a month. So that means if I spend $200 on my shopping, I save myself $20. So this week is going to be a really big shop, and I have things on my list that I would only get maybe once every 3 weeks. So this is my shop where I get things that keep for a long time. Like if I'm going to have a week where I stock up on something like breakfast cereal or nappies, this will be the week that I do it, especially because the breakfast cereal and nappies that I get don't come on special, so they are the cheapest that you can get. But if you're getting a 10% discount, you are actually saving yourself some money. The first thing I do is I have a shopping list on the fridge, and as we run out of things or run low on things, I add them to the week's shopping list. I tend to shop once a week. The reason for that is because I like fresh produce, and I find after a week it starts getting a little bit funny. Well, some of it does. Some of it's okay, but for the most part, I like to go every week. Also, it means that I maximize the special because they come around once a week. The next step is all about the Coles and Woolworths cards. So that's a Flybuys card, a Woolworths Rewards card. If you don't have one, I highly recommend it, and I will explain why. So what Coles and Woolies do when you've got your cards is they track your spending. The reason they do this is because they want you to spend more money, but you can use their tactics to your own advantage. They also offer various rewards so that you will spend money at their store. The thing you need to be careful with here is not to overspend. Now, I only spend what I already would have spent, and then I get the rewards of whatever promotion they're doing. But what some people do is they might get a promotion that says, if you spend $120 at our store, you'll get $10 off. And really, they would have only spent $80, but they spend that extra little bit of money so that they get their reward. Don't ever do that. It ends up meaning that you are out of pocket. So be wise about the promotions that they offer. The next thing I do is check my emails. So because I have my Woolworths and Coles cards and they're connected to my email address, I get offers come through. And this is a really good thing to know. Okay, so it says 400 points. So 100 points is the equivalent of 50 cents. So if we've got 400 points, that is $2. So in this particular promotion, they are telling me that I can get salmon, which is $11, and I will get 400 points. So what that means is when my points accumulate to 2,000 points, I get $10 off my shop. So this will give $2 towards that. Now, I look at that and I go, $11 for salmon, that means I'd be paying $9. Yeah, I'm probably not going to go with that one because I only buy salmon when it's on clearance. So there's all various different ones there, and you sort of look at it and work out whether it's going to be worthwhile. Obviously, for example, let's just say I was going to be buying these oats anyway, then I get 150 bonus points, and I could get 2 packets for that week and I would get the 300 bonus points. But none of these things are anything that I'm getting, so we just go, yep, thank you very much, next. Okay, with the everyday rewards, you get boosters, and this is where their tracking of my spending is helpful for me, where they go, oh, she buys Cheerios, so we'll offer her Cheerios. Cheerios don't come on special, so if I've got this promotion which will save me 50 cents, that's probably worthwhile, and especially this week where I'm doing a big shop and Cheerios are not something that go off, that is worthwhile getting. Something like the apples, unless they're on special, I wouldn't worry about getting them because let's say this week they're $5 a kilo. If I wait till they're $3.50 a kilo, I'm obviously going to be saving myself a lot more money than just getting this points boost. Every now and then I will just buy something once. Either it's because someone's visiting and I'm buying it for them, or these I bought for my daughter's birthday party. So that was a one-off, and we still keep getting promotions for those kinds of things. So sometimes it's a little bit annoying. Yeah, for the most part, it's things that I do buy. And you got to click the Boost All now, and that will give you your boosters. And when you scan your card, it'll give you those extra points. So again, this is Coles tracking the kinds of things I buy, and they send me through things, in this particular case, things that are half price specials, which is very handy for me to already know before I go into the supermarket what things I can get for really cheap. So dishwashing liquid, I never ever pay full price for. I get the good stuff, I pay half price for it every time I buy it. Something like the Cold Power, that's quite expensive, so I, again, just buy it when it's half price. It's something that doesn't go off, so you can stock up on it when you've got extra money, and then you don't have to buy it on the week that it's on full price. I also get freebies. Sometimes it's something that I'm not interested in, but other times it is, and you know, if it's for free, it's worth giving it a go anyway. You just pick up the product and you scan your card. This week Coles is offering me 2,000 bonus points, which is the equivalent of $10 if I spend $90 in one transaction. That's not too bad, but I'm going to be doing my big shop at Woolies because of my 10% discount, so I probably won't use that this time. But these are the kind of promotions that come through, and if you're going to be spending $90 anyway, it just means that you get $10 off for not doing anything different than what you would normally do. So this is where it really pays to have a Flybuys card and a rewards card. Sometimes to get these promotions, you just need to be a little bit more organised. So some people might go down to the shops every second day and just spend a little bit of money. And so if you're trying to spend the $90 all in one shop, you actually need to figure out your week a little bit more. So some of it is just a little bit of extra planning. Next, we've got the Everyday Rewards app. So various things will come through this. This one, for example, we don't actually drink, so spending $60 on alcohol to get 1,000 points is not one that's for us, but that's fine. So we go ready to shop. These are ones that I've already boosted. So we just go through and see what's there. Now this I get 50 points for, which is to save 25 cents. They quite often come up as half price specials and they keep in the pantry. I wouldn't use that one because I can save $1 as opposed to 25 cents if I just wait for it to be on a half price special and stock up on it when it is. Okay, now this is the really handy one. So this is the Woolworths app, which is also connected to my rewards card. This tracks things that I buy regularly and tells me when they're on special. For example, red capsicums, so if I'm doing my meal plan, I'll factor that in. That's the yogurt that I like to get, and $4 is a pretty good special. Since I'm doing a particularly big shop this week, I'll probably get at least 2 because yogurt lasts for like 3 weeks. So I save the $1.80 per tub with the special, and then I also save an additional 40 cents because I get my 10% discount. And then we go to specials and my specials. So again, these are things that I tend to buy. So these, you can get the cheaper brands for this saved price, but it is always nice to get the better ones, and you're getting them for the same price that you would pay for the super cheap ones. And they do tend to have better ingredients and stuff. And these you can freeze as well, so that's probably something I'll grab 1 or 2 packets of. So for my meal planning for the week, I would factor that in for dinner, and it's $4. That's enough pasta to feed our entire family, and then we would just add a couple of dollars worth of frozen veg on the side, so that's our entire dinner done for $7 or $8. You got to watch this. Sometimes it's an online only special, so it's not on special in store. So once we're done with that, you can go to general specials. So there's half price specials, This is where having your card connected to your account is helpful, because you can go through and it's like, oh, I wouldn't buy that cereal, you know, I wouldn't buy, you know, a lot of this stuff. And so it's kind of just wasting a bit of time. But if you've got the time, it's worth going through, because there might be something that you don't usually buy that you think, oh, that would be something good for this week. Like, for example, baked beans. Baked beans are not something that I really buy, but it might be something where it's like, oh, that would be good for something a bit different, so we'll get that. This is the special that is at Woolies, where we get the 12 pack for $5.50. This is the special at Coles, where we get the smaller pack for $2.35. Now, I know that I'm better off getting the smaller pack for $2.35. How do I know that? The easiest way to know that that is the case is we look down here where it says $1.78 per 100 grams. This is a really handy thing to know, because then when we look here, it says $2.08 per 100 grams. So you know that overall, you are saving yourself money by getting this one. After we've done all that, we check our pantry to see what things we have, what we can already make with what we've got. So I might look in the pantry and go, oh, I didn't realize I still had some of these noodles left. We could do pasta one night, because I've already got, you know, tomato paste and that kind of thing. Also, it can be handy and go, oh, I didn't realize we're running out of popcorn, and since we're trying to do a bigger shop, even though that would probably last us the week and then we could get popcorn the next week, we may as well get it this week because we get our discount. And again, that popcorn is not something that comes on special, so we're not going to get it any cheaper if we're holding out for a special. Next, I do a little bit of a meal plan based on what's on special and what I know we eat. Lastly, with all that information, I write out my shopping list for the week. So go into the supermarket with your shopping list so you know what you're buying. And when you're in there, if you see something that's on special or that's a really good price that you know you'll use, that's fine. But don't just buy things haphazardly, especially if they're things that spoil, because you'll probably find you end up throwing out some food, and that's just wasteful and it's wasting your money. Here's my shopping list. In the end, I did decide to split it between Coles and Woolies, because the $10 savings on the $90 shop works out to be like the same as my 10% discount. And there was a few things from Coles that were on special that I wanted to get. Like, for example, the snacks that were cheaper at Coles, even though they were still on special at Woolies. And the coffee I get for my husband is quite expensive. It's a fair trade one that we get, and you can only get it at the Coles. They don't stock it at the Woolworths. So we're running out of that, and I needed to get it anyway, and that's $21 there just in coffee. So I thought, well, I can quite easily make up the rest, and then I'm saving myself $10. And here I've just added up everything, because I was just trying to spend as close to $90 as possible, because I don't really want to go over too much, because then that takes away from my discount that I'm getting at Woolies. So I'm up to $89, which gives me an extra $1 to spend in store. Now, you may notice I've got question marks next to some things, for example, chips. That's because we do have enough to last us the week, but if they do have them on a good special, I will grab a packet of those, but otherwise I'll just leave it till the next week. I just added sponges to my shopping list, again with a question mark, because I'll only get the good ones if they're on special, because I tried buying the really, really cheap ones and they were falling apart like after a week. And this is where sometimes it's better to spend that little bit extra money. It saves you money in the long run. But again, I'll only get them if they're on special, because I really don't need to pay full price for them. The next video I do will be the shop that I do this week, and I'll show you what I get in my super, super big shop.